Hey there, Pony fan. Time for another Friendship is Magic review with me, the Stupid Private. Well, it's finally here. It's time to look at Twilight's Kingdom. The episode begins with the gang at the Crystal Empire. Again. So Twi can do super important princess stuff when foreign dignitaries arrive. Like unfurling a banner.
Oh, so she's the princess of uselessness.
Well, no, she, sings a whole song about how she, doesn't know what to do with her life. Meanwhile, Equestria is being stalked by a dark force. Guess who it is? It's Mother! T-Rack!
Like a mouse!
Escaped from hell and the 80s, and he's back for revenge! Currently, he's at the amassing power phase of Operation Plunge the Land into Ruin. And to counter this monster, Celestia unleashes a monster of her own. Discord. But before he's off to battle G1's greatest threat, he stops by the ruined castle in the forest to give Twi some insight on opening that box. With this little push, Twi learns what we all figured out back at the beginning of the season, that each one of the objects that the main six have been receiving was, in fact, a box key. Now for that big villain battle.
I'm sorry. The big villain showdown has been cancelled in favor of a villain team-up.
Oh. So, with his new pal, T-Rack can drain the magical energy from every pony in the land. But to keep their powers safe, the Alicorn princesses pour their magic into Twilight Sparkle. The now overcharged princess returns to Ponyville as T-Rack and Discord arrive to take Canterlot. As a token of their bromance, T-Rack gives Discord an amulet that he got from his G1 bro back in the day. Now that T-Rack's made an enchanted snack out of Equestria, he's onto the main course. With the powers of Rarity, Applejack, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, and I guess Spike down the hatch, he's done with Discord, so he takes the Q Continuum powers as well. That means it's time for the Alicorn versus Centaur, Minotaur, Demon Thing battle.
And it's awesome.
But T-Rack pulls the old give me what I want and I'll spare your friends trick.
It's number 1 in the villain's handbook. However, his execution is somewhat wanting.
What's wrong with T-Rack's execution?
He fails to execute Princess Twilight and her friends.
Ah. As part of the Get Her Friends Back deal, Twilight gets Discord as well. And as a show of gratitude, he gives her T-Rack's amulet, i.e. the last box key. So with all the keys in place, the chest opens and the main six go Super Saiyan. So they blast T-Rack back to hell and return all the magic he stole. Twi even gets a shiny new castle out of the deal. And I guess the main six are her court. So what does that make Spike?
The court jester?
Anyway, this episode was awesome. They introduce a classic bad guy, and although he starts off weak, he gets stronger and stronger until he's an evil titan capable of wreaking havoc across the land. In addition to being able to drain the magic out of others, T-Rack's a pretty smooth talker. He convinces Discord to team up with him after all. On his journey from withered creeper to evil bad, T-Rack's voice changes from a slimy whisper to the traditional growly snarl. I particularly liked the interactions between the two villains, like the "join me and we will rule Equestria as best buddies" moment. Even though their interactions are great, I didn't much care for Discord in this episode, because he's the good guy.
Using the term loosely, I see.
That means he always has to look weak and mopey and conflicted. I was so sure Discord had some sort of plan and wasn't really working with T-Rack, but then he was. And he's still somehow surprised by the inevitable betrayal. I've sort of given up on seeing Celestia and Luna actually do stuff like fighting monsters or something, but by this point they're just making excuses to not get the Immortals involved in the action.
At least Gandalf had the excuse of being busy.
The rest of the main six are similarly brushed aside. They don't really do a lot that's plot-related except for the whole key thing. This episode isn't particularly funny, which is appropriate considering the more serious doom and gloom tone. But the humor is present and accounted for. John Delancey is fantastic.
But then you already knew that, now didn't you?
Discord's reality-reshaping powers are always good for a laugh, as is his musing that he could be the next Alicorn princess. Pinkie is great too during the few scenes she's actually in, and I liked seeing Twilight mess around with the day-night cycle. Art-wise, Twilight's Kingdom looks great, especially the DBZ super lasers, and seeing Twilight's library get blasted to Kingdom Come. T-Rack looks great as he amasses power. His magic is all demonic red energy and sinister black lightning. I'm not really a fan of the designs on the toy line du jour, the Ultra Ponies or whatever they end up being called. They're just a bit too over-designed. But it was great to see a whole bunch of background players like Derpy Hooves and Flash Sentry. There are also a couple of musical numbers in this episode. one right at the beginning and another one right at the end. The beginning song starts off slow, but it gets good once the chorus comes in.
Yeah, because we need to invite the whole kingdom to Twilight's pity party about how she don't have no flowing mane.
Well, they do look pretty cool, Sergeant. The ending song is a very upbeat and positive number, and that's how you want to end a season. Twilight's Kingdom also has a lot of great world building going on, like T-Rack and Scorpan back from G1, seeing Tartarus and Cerberus again, and having T-Rack's escape from Tartarus coincide with Cerberus' first appearance on MLP, and finally giving Twi a proper castle and title, as the Princess of Friendship, to go along with Celestia, Princess of the Sun, Luna, Princess of the Moon, and Cadence, Princess of Love.
Oh yeah.
Although since Twilight now basically rules Ponyville, does that mean the mayor's out of a job? Anyway, I said it before and I'll say it again. Twilight vs. T-Rack is the fight of the entire series. Now let's break down the good and the bad in My Little Pony, Twilight's Kingdom. On the good side, this episode is action-packed and explosive, with touches of humor and familiar faces to round out an awesome good time. On the other hand, Discord's portrayal left something to be desired. I felt like there had to be a way to get the rest of the royals in on the action, and the new Super Ponies didn't really thrill me. But at the end of the day, that's not a big deal. So I give My Little Pony, Twilight's Kingdom 4.5 out of 5. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, video games, or comics, stop by my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913. Thanks for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.